get the shininess.
Oh, they're pinned.
But the
Oh, they are
top
pinned.
row is like all Zalo with like different colors to them. Like they have different like, and the back is completely covered
Okay.
too, as like mine. Like my set is based off of that set.
Okay.
I just wanted a Rayan with some color to it.
I'm with it.
It's if I didn't have these scales on, I would use those because they're so fucking cool. They glow.
Before we start, can I ask a couple of clarifying questions on Sex
No.
Apocalypse?
No, we
let's go.
can't.
Yeah.
So the way the prio works, it potentially, I guess, is always like 2 supports and 2 DPS get the same, right?
It's either 2 supports and 2 DPS, or yeah, I guess it's the same way no matter what.
Or it's all
it's
good,
either
right? Like,
yeah,
Well,
it's either all good, 2 supports or 2 DPS have nothing, or vice versa, or 2 supports have 2 of one thing and 2 DPS have 2 of another thing. In which case, it's the same thing as like double on one and nothing on the other.
Yeah.
so is the easy way to think about it then, like, I essentially look at Roku. Well, I don't even need to look at Roku, right? I just look at Joe and Petal. And if
Yep.
I have the same as one of those 3, then I know I have to swap with somebody.
Are you
Well,
melee
it's-
too?
I meant to.
It's just me and
You'd
Pedal.
have to look at. You'd have
Yeah.
to look at everybody on your team. wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, technically you would have to still look at
Oh,
petals
you're-
because you need to know if
the
you're.
first to swap.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So it's M1, M2, R1, R2. So I look at Joe and Petal, and if I have the same as them, I know I'm swapping.
You'd look at all the
It's-
DPS.
It's R2, R1, M2, M1.
No.
Is it that?
Broken
No, it's
M1.
M1, M2, R1, R2. So R2
Well,
would never swap.
Reading from no adjust to adjust first.
No,
Oh, no adjust to adjust, yes.
all Rain has to do is just look at the 2 range, because he's not going to
Yeah.
adjust for Roku.
That's
Right.
true.
Because if Roku and I have the same one, Roku swaps. I don't
Roku
have to
does.
look at Roku at all.
Yeah.
And I don't have to look at the supports either, because whoever moves, like, as long
They
as
have their own
everybody's in their
prio.
starting spots, well, and as long as everybody's in the proper starting spots, I will visually see where I have to go, and I know who I'm replacing.
You'll see an empty spot or someone moving.
Right.
But yeah, all you do is look at me and Pedal.
Okay, perfect.
Do we want
I'm
to
good
do the east-west spreads just to make sure everybody knows where everyone is going?
then. Sure.
Okay.
Do it around the...
Are we
East-west.
swapping 1 and 2 for like left and right looking at the boss? Or are we doing it exactly as it is?
I'm just doing exactly the way it's...
I would do it exactly,
Okay.
yeah. Easy reference material. Metal, move!
You're up there then.
What?
It's just a little
Do your
different 'cause-
position!
One's the
Jesus.
You're like in the top corner over there.
Asia, you're bottom left there.
2.5
Okay.
away from the
Okay,
ninja
I
star.
wasn't sure if we were orienting one way or another. I
one
realized
would
the
be the
way we're
boss.
orienting.
Yeah,
now.
look
Okay.
at the one as if it's the boss, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, what's up,
I
boss?
understand now. Yes.
Okay.
Alright.
And just keep in mind as well, it could be a double. Not that it really matters, but it could be double swap. Like you could have 2 pairs of the same on one group, so then 2 people swap from each group. But
Oh, the
either way, that priority still holds.
Oh, could you?
Because
Yeah.
if you had two shorts
Like
and 2
two
longs,
30s?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So, but then the prio still works the same because you're only
It's
ever
of-
double
of
with
those
one person.
logical pairs, right? The
Yeah.
priority.
One of them
Mhm.
would one would stay, wouldn't they? So if Nog and Ager had one.
Yes.
The prio system still holds. Same thought process.
Yeah.
Because
Oh.
like if Roku and I both have short, and Joe and Petal both have like medium,
Then Roke and Pedal.
I would stay.
Yep.
Yeah, and Petal or and yeah.
Wait,
Petal would
what?
be-
Can you say that again?
So, the way the mechanic can be dealt is that 4 people in total are going to get 2 pairs, meaning there will be 2
Yeah.
people that have like 30 and 2 people that have 10, right? Those 4 people can be all in the same role group. So like it potentially could be all 4 DPS where like Roku and I both get 10 seconds and then you and Joe both get 30 seconds. And in
Yo.
that
Yeah, so-
circumstance, Roku would swap because he's the higher priority for the short, and then you would swap because you're the higher priority for the 30.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It's the same prio, because even though if there's two pairs, you're really only looking at one other person, because you're only partnered with one person in terms of your timers,
Exactly.
so... But just something to keep in mind, like, if you see someone swap, don't think that you're instantly off the hook. You still have to look at your partner's debuffs.
Yeah.
But some people have to look at the group, right? Like if Nog had the same thing as Spectre, Nog's not looking at Adra, Nog's looking at Spectre.
Well, you look at your prio, so if Nog's T1,
No.
he has to look at T2, H1, H2.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
I
what
have to
mean,
look
you
at
just said
all of the
partners, that's what
support.
I was saying.
Well, when I say partners, whoever you're the same timer. Like, you don't like, Rain doesn't care that me and Petal are both the same timer. All he's looking for is the timer that's the same as his.
How do I know who I swap with on the other side then? In that case, like if let's say,
There's an empty space.
Be an empty
Well, there'll be
space.
two. You just have to. You just
but
have
there
to
would be
adjust.
So-
two. It's just eyes then, right?
I don't think it's worth trying to
Yeah.
make a prio for that.
No. I agree. But okay.
Preferably, we would leave the melee to take the innermost spots for uptime, if possible. Depending on where the boss goes for Shell Crusher or Spirit Taker, there might be uptime for them during the spreads.
Yeah, and I think with the prio system, the way it works, it should be okay because you'll never have both melee swap, for example.
Yeah.
Right?
No, you could.
No, you
You
could.
could.
You could.
Yeah.
You could.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, it's one of those things where unless you want to do something extra swapping, it might be a little... Because you could have a thing where all four melee are on the same side.
Right.
If you're
Right,
lucky,
right.
so...
Ultimately, it doesn't matter too much because after Spirit Taker, one side is basically guaranteed to not have uptime until she moves into the middle. So it just kind of
Yeah.
depends on luck on that spot.
Yep.
And then once you get in for the second stack is when you actually have guaranteed uptime for melees.
Okay. I'm good for now.
The stacks happen when we come back. The second stacks happen when we come into the middle.
Come into the
But-
middle, yes.
Is there? When you're talking about uptime, is there technically? Well, never mind. That doesn't matter. It shouldn't. Or like I'm saying, if you said all the melees were on one side, if the melees stayed on their side but swapped when they came into the middle, would it matter? Is there enough time? Because I'm assuming
no, that-
range have to
that-
run in.
There
That doesn't
is-
matter. The range and whoever swaps with the range have to run in.
So with this strategy that we're following, it's called perm swap. I think because the idea is once you swap, you do that for all the mechanics. Because like if you look at
Yeah.
Kindred's Clear, like the scholar POV that has it, like they are fucking swapping back and forth, like from their
Mhm.
normal group to their stack group, and it's like it's
That
hella
sounds
confusing.
like a headache.
Yeah. So yeah, I think you just eat the downtime. Ideally, I think, like Joe said, you send the LB3 there, and you should be okay to make the check regardless of what permutation you get.
Sounds good. Sounds easy.
Never thought about it, but
Go for it.
the boss is in the middle, or well, assuming the tank gets to stay close, wouldn't the boss be in the middle still?
If-
She'll be in the
if-
middle, but I don't know if you can get melee uptime because she may be offset depending on who baits the Spirit Taker,
Yeah.
Okay.
and it's like it can be like a 3 and 8 or 2 and 8 chance that she'll stay in the center for the Spirit Taker, depending on the swaps.
The Spirit Taker is.
A
So we all
random
spread.
target.
Yeah.
We do this like box
yeah.
formation. We take the stack and then immediately spread out into like a rectangle.
She jumps on somebody.
It's
Yeah,
the
she jumps on
PAP2
one random
kinda
person. Yeah. So if she jumps to the outside, there may not be any uptime for one group, or there might be partial uptime when we spread for the fires. And then once we collapse back in the middle for the second stack is when you'll actually have guaranteed uptime on her.
When we do that spread, you can get full uptime if one of the melee gets dealt like an outside position and stacks in the very center of the arena.
Yeah,
So
you
there's
can
something.
you can
In
finagle
theory.
it, but
Yeah.
well, that's still just increasing the chance because it could still target a ranged on the outside anyway.
Oh, true. Yes.
Yeah. So
Yep.
it's not a guarantee, but you can increase your odds.
Alright.
Any questions on ultimate relativity at all?
Hope I remember.
I have to.
Remember, the
actually-
most important thing is remember to look
Please
away
don't
at the end.
die.
Yes.
No, that's
true.
whatever.
Oh, okay.
Well, don't die before your things go off, I guess.
Yeah, if you're gonna die, do it at the end.
Yeah. I think I just have to get
it right.
lucky enough to practice some of the other ones because I've only gotten ice and like 30.
I'm the only one fit to protect her.
I gotta remember things.
Partners.
You're no match for me. A feeble shield protects nothing. Come, show me your strength.
Spread.
Two, 4.
Spread.
Spread.